Hey gang, Life22 here. Sorry, I'm still getting the salute down, but I figured it was proper to start the show with a salute. It's also difficult to kind of like watch yourself in a reverse image of yourself and then try to salute. And also, you know, your mouse hand is your right hand, and that is the most difficult part about it. And then force a habit. I don't know why my thumb does that. I gotta fix that, but. So, 20th anniversary of 9/11 is today, and I would be remiss if our channel did not address this, especially with what's going on in Afghanistan and how the Taliban has taken back control of Afghanistan, and essentially is, the enemy of your enemy is your ally. So both of them have a greater enemy in the United States of America. Hence, they are allies with one another, even though they are enemies. But they harbor one another for the greater good to themselves of destroying America, and that's I don't know. It's a hard thing to swallow, and I didn't want to jump right in with that. But let's get that out of the way. It's a depressing thing that the United, hey. Whether you believe we should have been out of Afghanistan or not, we've been there for 20 years, or just under 20 years, and it's, it is what it is. But these people have also, they've also released documentation footage, and you only catch typically in the mainstream media these are their thoughts on diversity and inclusion. Like, they don't really care to release the videos that say, hey, our goals are still the same they were 20 years ago. Our goal is to kill every single one of you. And those videos are out there, and everyone seems to neglect them. Everyone seems to forget the videos of the past, where they were, taking hostages of reporters and Marines and troops overseas, and beheading them on snuff films, on 8mm snuff films. Hold on, gang. I'll be right back. I hate to do this to you in the middle of a thing. Okay. All right, cool. You and your brother pick it up, please. Just pick it up. Just sweep it up for me. Oh, the kids. But, hey, that's the beauty of this country, right? Is you can have kids. You can love them. You can know that they're free and safe. And you know what? I would never give up my freedom for safety, but I will fight and die for our freedoms. And to those who have died for our freedoms, those who have died unjustly living in this country, one of the first assaults on the United States, 20 years ago. I refuse to believe this nonsense about January 6th, but that's a whole nother topic. A group of angry people wandered in without guns, without this, without that. Was gonna overthrow democracy. But it's funny how a group of Al Qaeda and the Taliban wandered into Afghanistan with guns, didn't even pull the trigger. They just had the guns with them and aimed, and they were like, "Hey, we're the Taliban." They're like, "Oh my God, take the government. We don't care," and they dipped out. The United States didn't do that. We weren't even remotely close to losing, losing our country or democracy on that day. Get out of here. That. But it's 9/11. Where were you on 9/11? And I'd like you to, message me in your hate mail, in your comments below. I love calling it the hate mail. Message me. Let me know. Where were you on 9/11? I wasn't even drinking beer at that age. My parents had gotten divorced. Let's see here. I was, I was in the 8th grade. Man, I'm a puppy. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11. 9/ there's young women in Afghanistan right now that weren't alive during 9/11. They were born and grew up, and are like 18, 19 years old, and the United States has always been there, right? Like, and now they're about to get a wicked wake-up call, which sucks. Like, Sharia law has no good things to do to women. And in this country, we're like, if you hold the door for a woman, it is not chivalry. It is not nothing anymore. Like, they want to behead you because that's male chauvinism. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they treat you as if, like, you knocked the girl unconscious with the door and, like, did unspeakable things. Like, and that ain't the case. But over in that country, they're about to experience that, and I can't even imagine. I wish I had the funds, because I would have just a giant cargo ship, just taking them anywhere else. I mean, because if it was my daughters, I'd be down. I'd probably get gunned down, because it'd be like they'd just be sending the terrorists to my house, suicide bombing. I'd be sitting up on the roof just shooting them away, and it's just no, it's not. Yeah, no, it wouldn't be good. But 9/11, man, where were you? Where were you on that day? And I really wish that people would, I don't know, teach their kids about it. Why don't we teach our kids about this in school? Like, my kids have no idea what 9/11 is, other than what I tell them it is. Like, you learn this in school? I get they're 5 and 6, right? Like, so they don't. But, like, a 13-year-old, like, she vaguely knows about it. Like, and it's like, how do you vaguely know about this? Like, this should be, like, important stuff. Like, but they also don't, like, they hardly touch the Constitution anymore either. It's ridiculous. And it's depressing, and it's one of the reasons why we're trying to start this, the Constitutional Coalition, this freedom organization, we're still grassroots at it, but it's one of those, like, man, how do they not, like, I remember my teachers teaching us the Federalist Papers. Like, shit, you throw the Federalist Papers out there now, people forgot they even existed. Like, how they expected the government to be run. Like the Constitution and everything there was like, it's just, all these things went hand in hand, and it's like, anyways, but yeah, no, the 9/11 was 20 years ago today. I know it's late in the evening. Spent all day with the kids. We were working on the RV, and got that bad boy up and running. The roof don't leak no more. We tested the water system, and then I broke something, and I got to fix that tomorrow. But like, I don't know. It's how the kids don't know about it. Where were you on 9/11? I want to know that. I want you guys to message us, comment on the below. Let us know what was going on 9/11. With you. Where were you? I was in the 8th grade. I was in industrial arts class. Mr. Johnson? I can't remember the guy's name now. He was like the handsome middle school teacher in Connecticut. Like, he was like all the cute teachers in like their early 30s and early 20s were hanging around this guy, Mr. Roberts. It's been so long. It's been 20 years. Like, literally, I had the guy for like 1 year. It was metalworking shop. He taught us how to take Pepsi, and this is during the era of Pepsi commercials, where they had Britney Spears before her cohabitation. What's that? Her thing that she's fighting now. Anyways, that she was on stage singing the Pepsi Cola song with like Mark McGrath and everybody else during that era. They were all just trying to like grasp onto straws because they knew their time was fleeting. Oh man, because 1999 was just before that. And Mr. Roberts. Yep. He was like a Bryan Adams teacher, right? Like he just had that way about him. He was like, he had like this bowl cut going on, and like female teachers would show up, and he just have that like pretty smile, and it was just like something you see in the movies, we had whoever the guy from Dawson's Creek was, just like, hey, how you doing? Welcome to shop class, like, and all like there was so many girls that would try to get out of practical arts, because that's what they called it back then. For all you millennials and newbies and whatever else is Gen X, Y, Z, LGBTQRSTY. Yeah, they used to call it practical arts, and all the girls would try to get out of PA class so that they could get. I'm still going out on a limb, Mr. Roberts' class. Everybody had a crush on Mr. Roberts. And I just remember being in his class and working on my Pepsi airplane. Like, you were building an airplane with a little propeller in the front and a fin that moved in the back. The thing didn't go anywhere. It literally, like, hung on a string. And it was like a mobile amenity. But it was, I remember working on that thing, and he was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Just like, he got a call from, like, the office, just before cell phones existed, but they were usually in your car, and they were in like a leather bound case, and they had a cord going to a box, like it was a house phone in your car. And so yeah, this was like pre-cell phones. The Nokia box phone indestructible units didn't exist. And I remember him getting a call from the office and going, man, you, like, he's like, I'm not supposed to tell you guys this, but Twin Towers were hit. And like, I'm in the 8th grade. I'm like, what are the Twin Towers? I don't know. I'm a young kid. I know what the stock market is. I remember learning about the stock market in the 7th grade with my parents, because they'd get divorced when I was in the 4th grade. So 4 years prior. So let's see here. I was like the 6th or 7th grade. I was asking my mom and dad about the stock market, because my mom would pick the stocks, my dad would verify them, and I just remember them like working hand in hand when I was a kid. So I was like, let me, you know what I mean? And he stayed in it, kind of like he was interested, and she just kind of got out of it, like, just, you know. And it was one of those things. But I asked them both questions about it, and I knew what the stock market was. I don't know what Twin Towers are. I don't know what trading is. I don't know financial sector. Like, these were all foreign words to me. I was in the 8th grade. Most of the girls that were like coming of age in the 8th grade were like hitting on Mr. Roberts and not giving us boys the time of day. So, but man, I remember that. And then I remember, it was 8th grade, I had Miss Solomon for history, and I can't remember the lady's name for English. We still remember you, jack off Joey. This one's to you. I think that actually was post 9/11. Yeah, jack off Joey. But yeah, we just. I remember where I was. I remember it being like, by the time we heard about it, parents were calling the school like crazy. Are you seeing the news? Like, you couldn't get a phone call out. People were trying to call the school. People were like, we're a 45-minute train ride away from New York City. So, like, a lot of parents commuted. We lived in New Milford, Connecticut. So, like, you know, you had all these people, like, a little small farm town was, like, booming, because all the parents would go over New York City, make a bundle of money, and then move to our area. And so all the contractors would then upcharge the prices, and that's the economy there was kind of booming. And now it's gotten a lot worse, given that New York City's nearby and inflation, all of this stuff. It's been 20 fucking years, right? So, like, but yeah, 9/11. All the people. I mean, people bailed. There was no end. Like, they didn't want to take the risk in an inferno of a staircase, so they dove out a window. I mean, there was people holding, like, not pillowcases, but things similar to that, like, you know, like grocery bags, garbage bags, just thinking they were gonna somewhat slow the fall from however many stories. Oh my God, it's horrifying. Like, moment of silence. I guess I'm going to give you guys like 10 seconds of a moment of silence on I mean, 10 seconds is a long time on a YouTube video, but you're not going to ever see Kevin not talk for 10 minutes with somebody else in the room. I think I gave you like 20 seconds, but that was no, I mean, listen, like, nobody gives a crap about Pearl Harbor Day either, you know what I mean? And that's sad. Like, I think it's the magnitude, like, it's like we say we'll never forget, and like I will never forget because I was alive during that. And I forget about Pearl Harbor Day because I was never alive during that. I didn't understand the ramifications of Pearl Harbor, and I don't know the statistics in front of me, but I don't believe it was it was an assault on a military base. So all those people are already like expected to be in combat 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, like that. You know what I mean? Like, you don't expect them to strike you at night, but guess what? You're in war. You're you know what I mean? Like, these people were not military troops. These people were like day traders and, you know what I mean, lawyers and doctors and, you know what I mean? Like, there was all sorts of stuff. There was daycares in that facility, and it's just, never forget. Never forget. And, you know, I try to tell my kids a little bit about it every year. And, you know, and it's the inevitable thing. Like, nobody sits out and hangs out and talks about Pearl Harbor Day. And, like, I reminisce the two. There were two attacks on American soil, you know. And, I mean, that's it. Like, we forget. We do. And it's a goddamn shame. And I don't, you know, I don't know how you curb it other than holding these, you know, holding these things as holidays. You really, or even just, I mean, you don't have to have the day off of work. You just have to know it existed, in declaring it a national holiday and not on the 20th anniversary pulling all the troops out and creating this hullabaloo over it, I think was the completely wrong thing to do. But I don't know, gang. I got 2 minutes because I at least want to give you 20 minutes on the 20th anniversary of September 11th. Well, we're also going to be doing News Over Beers, and Paul, my boy Paul, has been super busy lately, so it's hard to get him down. So, and I'm going to do a better job. And if I don't have a guest, I will at least have a highlight reel, and I will be going through that with you guys either later tonight or a few days this week to try to catch up on the last couple weeks of council meetings we've missed. So, but yeah, no, I don't know. I'm not this horrible person everybody thinks I am. I do give a shit about stuff like 9/11. Shit. I don't know. It's hard to believe how, like, and I've heard tons of stories about how, like, while I was still a child, like, after 9/11, like, the college professors of their day were toting about how the terrorists were misunderstood, and I don't know, I can't get behind any of that. No, I can't. Just making sure that wasn't muted. This would be great. You guys sitting here for 20 minutes watching me just ramble into a microphone with no audio. The mullet's coming in great. It's getting ridiculous. It's hard to keep the damn thing kept. I got to comb it like twice a day. But nothing, I don't have too much profound. We're at the 20-minute mark, folks, and I don't have anything profound other than I want you to reflect on 9/11 and remember that it's something that we have to remember as a country. It's something we have to remember as a people. Just like we've let Pearl Harbor fall by the wayside, we can't let 9/11 fall by the wayside. All the people that died during 9/11, all the people that died picking up the rubble and the aftermath. More people. What was it? More people. They say have died from horrific cancers and things like that. Sifting through the rubble looking for survivors than actually died in the buildings, or something like that. Or there's a 50% number. We need to. We need to talk. We need to not forget 9/11, and all right, folks, don't forget, teach your children, and we'll